Hi everyone, happy Monday. This is the second week in our 6 week series that I'm tapping into what we need for the week and the tools that we can use to help us. And I'm doing that through using kinesiology. So I'm actually muscle testing on myself to connect into what can really benefit us moving forward. And this week it really showed up that we need to work around our solar plexus. So the solar plexus area is really where it's our seat of confidence, it's our personal power, it's how we see ourselves in the world, and it's what really brings that will and determination to, move out in the world in the ways that we really want to. And actually, I've got this book here, which is Eastern Body, Western Mind, which is a fantastic book, actually, if you want to know more about, different chakra energy. So, in particular, this is around our solar plexus, as I mentioned. And the part that it came up for me to read was to structure the way we think of power and to channel and contain that power within our own being. So that's sort of the challenge of this area. So it transforms us, igniting our life with purpose. To have true power emanating from within renews the joy of being alive. So particularly if you've been feeling with this, if you're in Melbourne with me or anywhere you are in the world, if you're feeling a bit confined, particularly with COVID and things like this can really help us step back into our own power. What is needed to reclaim our power is to enter into an entirely new dynamic, a new definition of power that lifts us out of struggle and into transformation, out of the past and into the future, one that inspires, strengthens, and empowers individuals without diminishing others. So I thought that was really powerful for this week. Talking of the word power, and it's our solar plexus is really too about our confidence and stepping out in a way that we feel we feel empowered within ourselves. So the things that came up to help that, the first one actually is a card from the Secret Language of Color cards, and it came up, interestingly, a lot of green energy came up this week. And green is normally associated with our hearts, but it's interesting when you start to actually look into some of these things. So this color was jade, and actually, in fact, I don't know if you can read it there, but it actually says take action. And taking action is really important when it comes to empowering ourselves, because if we don't do anything, we actually tend to feel really stagnant. So sometimes just taking one small step helps to increase our confidence and actually just gets us moving, because a lot of, we can get really stuck in, I guess, fear, which is really the opposite of the courage and the confidence. We can kind of really get stuck in that. And so we want to just start to move forward. So even, just a little step really can help you sort of feel better about yourself and really just get the ball rolling. So this actually says, allow Jade to help you to take action and make your life easier. Whatever you've been putting off doing, just do it. Let go of any of the excuses and take action. And there was an affirmation with this card as well, which is, I can do this. It's easy. The universe supports my goals and dreams and manifests them into physical reality. So I thought that was great, really empowering. So you might like to write that affirmation down and use that during the week. The other thing that came up was green calcite. And again, as I mentioned, there's a lot of green coming up, which is normally our heart. So, to do with the heart, it's really to do with compassion and forgiveness. So, maybe you might need an extra little bit of nurturing around that, around that particular topic at the moment. So you might like to use green calcite. But actually, it's also really good for our immune system, which is fantastic at the moment. And I'm just going to read to you one way it also helps. It can help in quite a few ways, including assisting the release of old, unresolved, and inflexible attitudes. And this can be beneficial to assist you to make positive changes in your life. So again, when we start to shift what's going on, below, and we start to change our limiting beliefs and allow them to let them rise to the surface to be shifted, so we can step into that sort of place of confidence. So that's a great one. And the other two, particularly, is these didn't actually came up, but I sure thought I'd show you them because these are great for the solar plexus, which is citrine, which I actually talked about last week, so you can always go back to last week's. And also tiger's eye is a beautiful one for sort of helping with our confidence. I often hold this if I have to do a really important presentation. I think that's a great one to use, so you might like to tap into that. There is a acupressure point I tested that can help with us, and this is actually liver 6. And the best way I thought I would actually just print out to show you where that is. So hopefully, yeah, there you go. So it's kind of just at the bottom of the calf muscle, sort of the bottom of that bulge, just behind the bone of the shin. And interesting, it moves stagnation. So again, if you haven't really had the motivation to take that first step or use that energy to move forward, this might really help. And sometimes when we're in stagnation, and sorry, I'm just reading this book here. This is another really great one, The Clinical Practice of Chinese Medicine. So I work with the meridians in kinesiology. So basically, stagnation can really present as frustration and judgment and despair and even hopelessness. And, I know from talking to a few people, there's been a little bit of that hopeless energy with, particularly in Melbourne, feeling like we're really having to go back inwards, which is, particularly when we just felt like we were going outwards again. We're going back inwards. We have to, wear face masks this week. So this point can really help. It also helps when we're feeling with lack of healthy growth. So if you're feeling like that at the moment, this point might help you. So what I would do, so I can't really show you my leg, but you saw that point before, and I'll just hold that up again just so you can see it. So it's number 6, so liver 6. And it's just on that bone. So what I would do is just hold that point. And actually I hold points often for myself while I'm meditating. So you might just like to hold that point and just sort of feel into that. You just use 2 fingers. You can do it on both legs if you like, and just breathe until you can sort of feel a little bit of a shift. If you can, hold it for 10, 20 minutes would be amazing. But if you don't have that amount of time, you can just sort of breathe into it and just hold those points there until you can begin to sort of feel a subtle shift within your body. 2 other things that might really help if you know a little bit about breath work and pranayama. Kapala Bhati is great. I'm not going to show you here today. You can also look that up, I'm sure. And in fact, I might include a little reference to that. And the other thing is my transform limiting beliefs, and creating courage meditation is another fantastic one for the solar plexus. So it really taps into that energy and brings to light what you want to shift, and so you can sort of step out in the world. So I hope that helped. Again, if you have any comments and if this resonated with you, I would love to know. So please write to me either in the DMs or just in the messages below. I'd love to hear from you. And I will see you again next week. And also, if you have any questions on this or how kinesiology can help you through these times, obviously this is a very general reading. If it resonates with you, I hope it does. That's fantastic. But if you want more specific, I can also help you with that. So we really want to be stepping into our purpose and feeling like we can really get out in the world and actually do things, even though life might be feeling a little quieter at the moment. So I hope that helps, and have a fantastic week, and I'll see you next week. Bye.